we're officially 1-0 following press conferences when y'all put police tape up for me in that area right over there. So thanks for doing that. And I thought our kids really, after a slow start, hung together, stuck together, weathered a punch in the face. And then from that point on, I thought, other than just that little stretch there at the end of the fourth quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter when they pressed us, I thought we played again for the third straight game about as well as we could.
Mike, 9 conference wins, beat Tennessee twice in the same season. You got to feel pretty good about where you are right now.
Yeah, 9 wins is a number that, again, has only happened one other time in school history. There was a 10-win season with, I think, Coach Collin in 2012. Other than that, nobody's ever won more than 9. So for this group to be with their name beside that just speaks volumes for the kids that stayed, the kids that came, everybody that's contributed over the last 3 years to get it to a point where, I'll be honest with you, our kids expected to win tonight. They didn't look at me like they expected to win, and that's just a great place to be. And says, I think, just a lot about how a bunch of people stuck together when they didn't have to.
Ramirez got off to a big start in the first quarter, 12 points in the first. I mean, how much were you able to build off of that, and how much confidence, from that point on?
We had seen on film that they didn't tend to like to bring the big kid out from the paint, so we just, whoever that girl was she was guarding, we just used her to screen, and Amber, what she does best, and everybody thinks it's shoot the 3, but she has got a killer mid-range. And I stop her from doing it a lot because I just think the mid-range game at times can really hurt you over the course of a game. But when it's what they give you, you have to take it. And we started working on it against Ole Miss a little bit in the second half. You can go back and look. Once we got a comfortable lead, we said stop driving it, stop shooting the 3, start working on that. We're going to have to do that 3 of the next 4 games. We're going to have to do it against Tennessee first, then against Mississippi State, and again against LSU. But it's what she does. And then when they made an adjustment, she started moving it around, found Lex, found Chelsea, found Mac a couple of times. And I thought we really got them spread out and made them change their game plan.
How big a factor is toll-free, especially late in the half?
Just
late in the first
her rebounding. I don't know how many she ended up with, but she had 6 I don't think I have a final box, do I? Oh, yeah. Where's that? So she only got one more, but she was making so many tipping balls, the steal after she had made a layup, just her energy level, even though her shot initially wasn't going, and that's what got her going again. The 3 in transition, she's contagious. Y'all see it. You can't help but play hard when she's playing hard, and I think that made everybody play a little bit harder. And it's easy when she's sitting over there at 5'7" and whatever she weighs, and you're looking at the rest of your team going, how does this kid have more rebounds than you? And then it got everybody on the boards. So I thought we held our own, although the number looks big because 46 to 31, but I'm telling you, we held our own.
Branch out on that, but tallest team in the SEC, probably in the country. But to be able to have 21 defensive rebounds against this team, only 12 second chance points, how big is that?
Well, that's the difference in the game, because that's where the turnovers then make a difference. If we don't do that and that number magnifies, then the turnovers don't help us at all. So just being able to hold your own, get a few tough ones. And I'll tell you, I think we got a lot of crucial ones, like timely ones, like when we really needed to stop. I thought we came up with some big ones. And they were all around the ground. They weren't, we're not going to get the 9-foot rebound, but we got a lot of 6-inch rebounds.
Let's talk about the tenacity that they showed. I mean, being all over the floor tonight and being on the other end of when they tried to come back, they found a way to extend the lead out. I
mean, you got Chelsea diving for loose balls. You got Taylor jumping in there. Rokia's always going to do that. But we had some kids that, it's not their thing, became their thing. And that just means they really wanted to win. There's a lot of evidence on that video that we'll be able to break down tomorrow that shows kids care. That's that extra pass, that tip ball, that diving, all of that stuff, making the next pass, the tenacity that you mentioned, it's evident. Easy to find for a highlight video for tomorrow, no question.
Mike, for those of us who sat through most of Tennessee's 31 wins in this series, can you put this into some kind of historical perspective? Kelly was on their 98 team and so forth.
Did y'all see the video that we played before? I thought that was going to come back and haunt us. I really did. I was like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have put that. But it showed all the big wins. It showed the wins that we've had, which there haven't been many. But I thought it puts it in perspective. You know, they're one of those programs that got women's basketball started and continued and is still, you know, an example for all of us to look up to. But now we got 2 wins in a row. That makes a streak. I told the kids 1 game doesn't make a winning streak. You got to get 2 for it to be a streak. To put them back-to-back years, it's a Tennessee team that's starting to play well too. So it's not. I'm telling you, it's not like we. You know, everybody wants to compare them to the 90s. It's not the 90s anymore. This is 2019, and she's got them playing incredibly hard. They are tough to beat. They're obviously another NCAA tournament team that's been ranked for most of the year. For us to have a win out beside that when we play them, I think it makes it really hard to keep us out of the NCAA tournament. It keeps us in the conversation for a second round bye at the SEC tournament and keeps us in contention. And everybody's been talking about this. We got a chance to finish, you know, 3rd or 4th. There's a path to second. Now, I don't know what Mississippi State did tonight, but we play them head-to-head. So there's a path to second. And that's what I told our team. I said, don't let everybody listen to y'all about this 3rd and 4th spot. There's a path to second. And I thought, you know, you kind of saw it look in the kids' eyes like, okay, but we can't get there without the next one. And this one gets us to 9. We can't get to 10 before you get to 9. So you sit through them. You know how big it is, and you'll put it in your perspective better than I would, Grant. But as somebody that was in this gym, I remember when there would be more orange. It'd be like fans, our fans, that for one game would wear orange because they love Pat Summitt so much. And I got it. I wasn't mad at anybody because I got it. I understood it. And, I mean, I got my autograph book from her, and I know why people were fans of what they do and did. So for us to now have a 2-game winning streak against them, I'm really happy for that group of kids that was in that locker room tonight.
One last thing, you know, they always said how big this game was and how it's always big to beat Tennessee.
Yep.
But yet after the game they didn't act like it was. I mean, they knew it was a big game, but yet act like it was another game. Kind of
didn't see a big national championship celebration dog pile at half court. Now, that comes from them just fully expecting it all week. I mean, it was like, hey, let's go. It's on. Let's start watching film. Let's get in here and practice. And our practices was our most focused practices of the year. Now we've cut them back. We're only going about an hour. We went 45 minutes on Tuesday, what is today? Thursday. On Tuesday, and about an hour and 15 minutes on Wednesday. And our kids were locked in. And I didn't think so at first when we gave up a tip play and then they drove down in transition. I was like, oh, maybe we should have practiced a little longer. But, you know, I think they know that if they'll come in and be incredibly focused in practice, they can come out and be fresh, be looking forward to the next practice, be looking forward to the next. And that's hard to do in late February now. I think we're fresher than we've been all year. I think we're happier than we've been all year. And I think as a result, we're playing better than we have all year. And we already did Florida, right? Okay.